Hi, everybody. I'm Melinda Emerson, the Small Biz Lady, America's #1 small business expert. And I would like to welcome you to Small Biz Chat Live. For nearly 10 years, I've hosted Small Biz Chat every Wednesday night from 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern. Normally, we're on Twitter, but guess what? Once a month, we do a live video show where you don't hear from one expert. I give you 3 experts. And tonight, we have an amazing show. We have a social media expert, Alex Ramonovich. We have some small business influencer, Ramon Ray. He's going to be talking to you about how to boost your sales by becoming a celebrity SEO. And when's the last time you went to a trade show and came back with not a whole lot, but spent a whole bunch of money? Well, Dianna Geairn is here. She's a sales expert. And she's going to talk to you about how to turn a trade show or a live event into real bucks in your business. So we have a terrific show for you tonight. So you can watch us on my Facebook page, my Small Biz Lady Facebook page. You can watch us on Twitter. We're streaming live on Periscope. Or if you want to hang out with me on YouTube, we're streaming live on YouTube as well. So you have no excuse. We're going to give you helpful information to grow your business, because here at Small Biz Chat Live, our goal is to end small business failure. Now, listen, I am so excited about tonight's guest because this is all about you. You are a loyal audience, and we have been committed. I've been in business for 20 years, and what I want to teach you guys is every expensive lesson I know, but it's not just about what I know, it's about what my friends and other experts know too. So with that, I am really excited for us to dive into tonight's guest. And our first guest that we're going to talk to is Alex Ramonovich. He is the founder and managing director and chief marketing officer at Social to Be, a digital and social media marketing boutique consultancy that assists global brands, B2B or B2C, in leveraging new advances in digital and social media marketing, data analytics, and new omni-channel marketing strategies. Alex, that sounds like you work 10 jobs, man. So listen, thank you so much for taking the time to join me tonight on Small Biz Chat Live.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to be here.
All right, awesome. So listen, we're here to talk about how small businesses can build a plan for their social media for 2019. So what would you say are like the top things that people need to consider? Because it seems to me like social media has made like a metric shift. I remember when I first got started as the Small Biz Lady on Twitter 10 years ago. And now when you look and see what's going on with social media, you can't repeat what I did on Twitter 10 years ago. So how has social media changed, and what are the things that people need to be thinking about as they're trying to build a social media brand?
Melinda, you're absolutely correct. As a matter of fact, we celebrated 10 years as an agency. We started in 2009, and I totally agree with you that things in the past were a little bit different, but one thing that never changed throughout this time is content. If you don't have really good, compelling content, whatever format that content is in, whether it's video or infographic or written word or a picture or something like this, it has to be relevant. It has to be timely. It has to be something that represents you and your business. So number one, you have to start with some really great content that describes you and your business. Number two, you have to worry about distribution. Obviously, we have so many different channels now. We have Instagram, we have Facebook, we have Periscope, we have YouTube. The list goes on and on and on. So the list actually has grown quite a bit. There's few platforms that have gone away, but the new ones have taken the place. The third thing that's extremely important is the quality of the actual posts on social media. Right? You can't just put a picture up there, a video. You have to curate it, right? So the word curation never gone away. So curation is extremely important for you to add a few words, add an opinion. Maybe you see something in news, you want to add an opinion. Maybe it's political, maybe it's business related. You have to make it relevant, and you have to use your own word to describe that. And I would say the fourth very important piece is leverage your partners. By now we have a lot of partners that you can leverage. These are your friends. These are your business associates. These are your distribution channels. They have social grids. Leverage those as well.
Awesome. So now, small businesses have small budgets, Alex. So I know some of your clients come at you, they got big dollars, but our folks, we got small dollars. So what can we do with a tiny budget to build an audience to engage, with our products and services?
Well, first of all, I think even with tiny budgets, you can do so much today. This setup, even today, that's not a big budget, right? This is something you can do as a webinar with your audience, with your partners, and so forth and so on. So there's plenty of technologies out there that are very, very accessible and very inexpensive. Second of all, again, you have to become sort of a personality. You have to do it yourself. If you are shy about certain things, you have to take some classes. You have to, work on yourself a little bit, because listen, if you want to be social, if you want to be in social media, you have to express yourself. It's very important. The other thing that you can do to mitigate the budget or the cost of the budget is leverage the partners, leverage the friends. We're not in the isolated world. You have a lot of folks that you can borrow things from. You can certainly borrow their audiences and so forth. You can exchange different ideas. You can have a setup like this one. You can have a lot of, a couple of influencers and have a little show. So don't be afraid. Don't be shy about those things, and promote your business well.
All right. So let's talk turkey. What do you think is the most powerful platform? Is it Facebook? Is it Twitter? Is it LinkedIn? Is it YouTube? What is the best platform and why?
It's a great question. Everybody always asks me about this. And, you have to look at the demographics. You have to look at generations. We just talked about Gen Zs versus millennials versus baby boomers. If you're on Twitter, for example, Twitter is split between, Gen Zs, believe it or not, and millennials and professionals. And, folks like baby boomers like me who like to engage in different professional conversations. I love Instagram. Instagram is not just for millennials and Gen Zs. It's not just about pictures. B2B businesses are beginning to use Instagram and exchange all kinds of pictures and videos and so forth. Almost every platform that's out there has the ability to host video and stream video. So do as much of the video production yourself. You just point the phone like this at yourself on the street, and wow, you have something to say. You have a video. So LinkedIn is still good for professionals, although it's getting a little crowded. So you have to be somewhat selective. You have to join maybe some groups, and you have to do a little bit of digging and so forth and so on. But again, I beg you folks, come up with some really good differentiated content. That's what's going to separate you from everybody else. You don't have to do this immediately. Set back. And and think about the content that's going to separate you and differentiate you from others.
All right. Now, when you're thinking about hiring somebody to help you with social or your digital marketing, what are the top 3 gotchas that you need to consider?
Well, obviously, when you hire somebody, I love to hire young people and college students, interns, people who are exchange students, and so forth. I absolutely love to give them an opportunity to express themselves. However, you have to have certain things that are very important. Some of the gotchas are you have to have good grammar. You have to have, if they're posting something, if there's so many great, wonderful tools out there like Grammarly or, tools like that. So please check yourself, make sure it's quality content, make sure it's well written. It's not that difficult to achieve today. Some of the other gotchas is, check your technology, check your, the ability to do this show. Make sure that you have you have good quality of the video. You have good quality of the picture. We have plenty of technologies today, very accessible in terms of cost, that allows us, the audience, enjoy your format, your formatted content.
Yeah, and now I know that I personally believe that people need to be hyper focused on 1 or 2 platforms. What do you think about that?
I think it's okay. There's so many great management tools today that limiting yourself to 1 or 2 platforms is almost not a necessity, right? We use Hootsuite, we use Sprout Social, we use a lot of management platforms like Social Report. You could cover 5, 6, 7 different platforms. Yes, there's some gotchas in terms of LinkedIn drop their API with somebody or whatever. But for the most part, you can distribute your content very widely and broadly by using one social media management platform like Social Report or Sprout Social. So you can cover different platforms from one.
All right, now tell me, before we go to break, what is the best marketing advice you've ever gotten?
The best marketing advice I've ever gotten is just be yourself, be authentic, about your content, about who you are, about what you do. The world does not appreciate anything fake. So be authentic about your content. This is what's important, and be passionate about it. This is what authentic means. Be passionate about what you do.
Love it. Love it. All right, Alex, that was really helpful. Here on Smallbizchat, our mission is to end small business failure. And he's been teaching us about how to get those building blocks together to build a powerful social media platform for your business. But don't go away, because Alex is going to be having more to share. I'm Melinda Emerson, the Small Biz Lady. You are watching Smallbizchat Live, and we will be right back. Hi, I'm Melinda Emerson, Small Biz Lady. I know you might be thinking about quitting your business and going back into corporate America, but wait, before you give up, my new book, Fix Your Business, could give you a whole new lease on life. My 12 P's of running a successful business will walk you through step by step how to grow your business revenue, how to hire great people and streamline your processes, and so much more. Grab a copy today of Fix Your Business and get your life back. Hi, I'm Melinda Emerson, the Small Biz Lady, and welcome back to Smallbizchat Live. We've been chatting with my guest, Alex Ramonovich, and he's going to talk to us a little bit more about social media. He's the Managing Director and Chief Marketing Officer of Social to Be. And Alex, the buzzword that I keep hearing right now is personalization. So how is you, as a small business, can you get into this game of personalization?
I think it's a great question. I think it's a big buzzword. And it starts with actually a lot of the email marketing platforms like ActiveCampaign and HubSpot and so forth. They're beginning to help you with personalization. If you're sending an email, it's very simple. Start with personalizing that email so that I get an email, hello, Alex, or something like this. But there's so much data that's out there that's accessible to us. We can actually bring some more data elements into the conversation and learn more about an individual and personalize that content for that individual. If we know that they like something, they have they have a hobby or something like this, we can actually serve a particular content via email, via social media, and so forth. Platforms are now allowing you to do that. So the more personalized content is, the more personalized the communication is, the better.
Got it. Now, what about chatbots and AI, to gather more information to make promotions even more personal?
I think this is definitely the future. I keep telling my 13-year-old, definitely invest into education in AI, in machine learning, in automation. This is coming. This is already here. There's so many different platforms that you can plug right into your website, plug into your social media channel, that can answer questions, that can do a lot of different things for you and for your business. And you can teach it on how to, to answer certain questions and provide really good answers if you're not there.
Now, is there a specific service that you like that you've used for some of your smaller clients?
Yes, we actually use live chat. We use other services like that. There's so many great open source type of products and so forth. So yeah, there's plenty of tools out there. And if you go to our website, socialtobe.com, there are plenty of tools out there for you to take a look at.
Cool, cool. Now, a lot of people have said gone are the days of just doing content, right? Just posting your content and using social media. You got to be doing some kind of online advertising, whether it's Facebook ads, Google ads, retargeting ads, SEO. Like, you got to be doing other stuff as part of your marketing mix. True, not true, and why?
I think it's true. I am not for one to be giving money away to Facebook and Google and so forth. But I'll be honest with you, those are mega advertising platforms out there. They're very difficult to ignore, but you have to balance it. You have to balance it with some really good, authentic content. You have to balance it with some good organic search engine optimization. There's so many resources out there. You can actually take courses on Udemy and many other online education type of portals. But if you have to have the right mix, you have to experiment. Marketing is about experimentation. So you have to experiment with small budgets, paid social, Google ads, text ads. YouTube obviously provides an opportunity to do ads. Instagram provides an opportunity to do ads. Just create your little marketing mix, if you will. Create an omni-channel mix and then experiment. But don't forget about your authentic content that you can optimize. Don't forget about organic, because in search, you have to be organic. You can't just always be, doing ads on a regular basis.
All right. So in the era of Alexa, Siri, all this stuff, you got voice search now, you got mobile search now. What is a small business owner to do? Like, we got to get involved in that stuff too, or can we, keep it rolling the way we're doing it?
I don't think you have a choice. I think the small business has a choice. It's going to surround us. I just came back from CES 2019 in Vegas, and you have robots rolling around you, and you're talking to people, and you're talking to different, you're talking to chatbots. You have programs talking to you, and so forth and so on. I think voice is going to be a major part of it. I think we have a lot of translated voices as well. Google is constantly enhancing their Google Translate. So you will have this embedded in almost every platform in the very near future, where I think it's only going to enhance the experience for small business, not necessarily be an issue for it.
Thank you. Well, I agree with you, and I know that we all have to pay attention, especially if you're a retailer. You got to make sure that people can find you, because people do searches with intent, with voice searches, and certainly phone searches as well. So mobile is really, really important. So thank you so much, Alex, for being here with us. And stay tuned. We're going to bring you back. But up next, we're going to be talking with Ramon Ray. He's a small business influencer, and he's going to talk to us about how to boost your sales by becoming a celebrity CEO. I want to hear about that. Anyway, I'm Melinda Emerson, the Small Biz Lady. You're watching Small Biz Chat Live, and we'll be right back.
My new book, Fix Your Business, is really about encouraging people to take back control of their business and change how their businesses is run. It's not okay to skip paychecks. It's not okay to never feel like you can take a vacation. And it's also not okay to not know how much profit you've made in your business until your taxes are done. I really want business owners to stop letting their businesses be runaway trains. I've written this book to teach people processes and systems to help them run their businesses intentionally. My goal is to help existing entrepreneurs create a business that allows them to live their dream life.
Hi, everybody. I'm Melinda Emerson, the Small Biz Lady, and welcome to Small Biz Chat Live. I'm here tonight to talk to you about how to end small business failure. And I am so excited. Every Wednesday night, we do a live chat on Twitter from 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern called Small Biz Chat. Once a month, we take it live and bring you not one, but 3 experts. So we're streaming live on my Facebook page, my Small Biz Lady Facebook page. You can also hang out with us over on YouTube. And of course, I can't forget my Twitter peeps. So we're streaming live on Periscope as well. So thank you guys. We love it when you leave comments and tell us if this is helpful information. Is this moving the needle for you, or what it is you want to see more of? So please make sure that you let us know if this is working, because we want to make sure that you're getting the information you need to live your dream life as a business owner. Now it's time for me to introduce my next guest. He's an old friend of mine, and I'm so excited that he's here with me tonight. His name is Ramon Ray, and he is a serial entrepreneur, best-selling author, global speaker, and event producer. Ramon sold one of the companies he founded, and his third book was a bestseller. And he's now in the process of writing his fourth book called Celebrity CEO, and that's actually what he's here to talk to us about tonight. He is the founder of smallbiztechnology.com and smarthustle.com, which is an amazing, Smart Hustle magazine. And these are great resources for all things small business. So if you want to learn more about him, you can hang out at ramonray.com. But tonight, he's here to share his knowledge on how to boost your sales by becoming a celebrity CEO. Welcome, Ramon Ray, to Small Biz Chat Live.
Hey, Melinda, and thank you for having me. Listen, congratulations for the consistency, the eloquence, the amazingness that you offer to America's small businesses. Well, I guess you could offer them to those in Iraq or Ghana as well, anywhere in the world. But thank you for what you do and for having me here. It is a true honor to join you. As we said, longtime friends and watching your career, what you do. So thank you. I'm honored to be here. Thanks.
Oh gosh, thank you so much. You know, when I started Small Biz Chat 10 years ago, you were one of our first guests. So I am so grateful to have you back this year, because we're only having big time folks on Small Biz Chat this year, because this is our 10th anniversary. So we count you among them. So now talk to me about this concept of personal branding and becoming a celebrity CEO, and why is that so important?
Absolutely. And I think that, listen, Melinda, there's a lot of people who talk about personal branding in 1,000 different ways. The books behind me, probably the books to your right and left or wherever it is, a lot of people have their version of personal branding. So for me, Melinda, I think many people are comfortable with corporate brands, whether it's McDonald's, Mercedes-Benz, whoever it may be. These are brands that spend, gazillions of dollars to repeat it. 1-800-MATTRES. You bought the glasses. That's yes for saving. Folgers in your cup. It's like ringing in my head. So those are the corporate brands. But I think as small business owners, as I am, I don't have a billion-dollar enterprise. I'm blessed, but, not a huge enterprise. So I think that for us small businesses, Melinda, my version of the world, we can only afford what's about us. And that's where the personal branding comes in. Yes, we can have a corporate name. I have Small Biz Technology, Smart Hustle, Small Biz Lady, etc. But for me, at least at the end of the day, and for many small businesses, it's about me, how I smile, how I shake my hand, how I look, the videos I put out. So that's the essence of this aspect of personal branding that you're really focusing on. Brand you. I think Fast Company, maybe one of their first magazines they had on their cover, but the brand you. So that's the essence of personal branding and why it's so important to get people attracted to you. I would also say, instead of you chasing them, people chasing you.
Right. But now let me play devil's advocate with you
Please.
here, because I see all these wannabe small business experts on Instagram every day, and they've been in business for 2 minutes, and now they're going to teach you. Like, they never even have had a business, have not paid payroll, have no idea what it is to, sign for a lien against their house to get an SBA loan to support their business. And now they're going to coach you. So I'm concerned about this concept
Yes.
of the celebrity CEO, because I believe it has opened the door to all these posers. I mean, it's scary, some of the stuff you see out here now.
And if I had my handkerchief with me, Melinda, I would be waving it, like they do in certain churches. I'd be waving it and saying, "You go, girl." But so you're right, and I'll be the bigger advocate of that. And I think also, as you know, you can buy this stuff easily. I didn't know until a few years ago. I mean, this game, I'm learning it, but you can buy the big ad billboard in Times Square. I didn't know that. I'm like, oh, you just put some money down and you can have your name and lights. So you're right, Melinda. You are absolutely right that there's people who can become and pretend to be the celebrity CEO. So here's what I mean, and here's how you can kind of smell them out, as it were. I think one, what's the longevity? How long have they been doing this? Have they had a show or anything they're doing for 10 years or more? Hence, Small Biz Chat. So that's one. How long have they been doing it? Two, what's the credibility? Three, who are the peers they're around? The genuine peers who can say, yeah, I know her, I know him, they've been doing it. So I think, and you're right, in this age of when you can buy likes, buy tweets, buy anything you want, it's hard to sniff people out. But as you know, and I knew we've been doing this for a while, listen, those who've been in business for a while those who have the longevity, as our mutual friend John Jan says, know, like, and trust. I think once you build that in, that's, I think, where you can start to say, you know what, let me now lend my ear to this person because they've been doing it for a while. So, you know, but I like the pushback, and you're exactly right. You can buy anything, you pretend to be anybody, but those of us who've been doing it for a while, have proven results, have showcased and built up the trust with our audience. I think that's an important thing. It's hard to measure. That's how you can kind of separate the big girls from the small girls, or whatever it is. That came out wrong, but you know what I mean.
Little girl, that's okay. But listen, so let's talk about how you go about starting to build your brand if you're just starting out. How do you do that?
Yeah, great question. So listen, let's take, I'm going to shout out to my wife who makes wreaths. Let's say you're starting out and you're a wreath company, just starting out wreaths for Christmas or Hanukkah or Thanksgiving, whatever it is, hang on your wall. A, do good work. That's one. It sounds simple. Oh, Ramon, really? Yeah, really. There's a lot of people who do sucky work. So just do great work that gets you talked about. That's one. I think two, oftentimes you have to be your own amplification. You have to be your own megaphone. You have to tout yourself. Do your own show. Do your own PR. Do your own publicity. You know, when that radio show that has 2 people listening, when that host interviews you, you tell everybody and get 4 more people listening to your interview. So that's one, self-amplification. I think 3, don't forget about the consistency and not being afraid of small beginnings. As one of our mutual friends says, you know, 1 is greater than 0. So you've got to start somewhere, Melinda. And I think 4th, and I can, as you know, I can go on for hours of this topic, but the power of social media. And listen, that point as well, everybody's tweeting, everybody's posting, but it enables us between hashtags and profiles and direct messaging. And I can't get to Melinda, say, because she has a gatekeeper. I bet at 3 a.m., I can DM Melinda on Twitter. She might be up and say, you know what, young man, be on my show, if you get what I'm saying. So that's the kind of thing I think to use the power for those just starting off, do great work, social media, and on.
All right. So now, how do you build a fan base? Like once you started to build your brand, okay, but it's different between becoming a brand and having a tribe. So how do you build your tribe using social?
Absolutely. And that is a differentiation process, something that and again, why I talk about this, the book Celebrity CEO, because, and as you've witnessed, and Melinda, what we do is I've seen it in my own business. And so that's why I'm so, you know, I'm hanging my hat and I'm so passionate about it. So you have your personal branding. You got that locked in your wreath business, let's say, going back to that wreath business. And you got some people following you, you got some clicks and likes and et cetera. Now your fan base. This is really a mental shift of where you're not trying to be first, make sales. You just want people to wink at you. You just want people to follow you online. You just want people to reshare a nice video you did. That's where it's a mindset. I'm no longer trying to, you know, sell a chapstick stick. I just want to have a contest. Who can put chapstick on the fastest, if that makes sense? That's where you're doing tribe building stuff, where you're enabling the community that's already there. You're, as Seth Godin kind of talks about, you're just enhancing them. You're giving them the tool, the platform to start talking about things that you're doing. And that's where it gets interesting, because as the tribe is already there and you're just bringing them together, they're going to be talking about who? Ramon, Melinda, Dianna, Alex. That's really where it becomes to be magic.
Now, how does the content play into building the brand and building the tribe? What role does content have in that?
Wow, Melinda, content is, I think, everything. And again, to those who are listening and saying, oh, Ramon, I'm 75 years old. You didn't mention sales, young man. Sales is important. Gotcha. Use the yellow pages, whatever you want. But here's how I think the role of content. Everybody is doing one of 2 things online. They're either searching for information. My baby's sick. I want to go to the amusement park. When is the Super Bowl happening in the year 2020? Whatever. They're asking a question. Or they want to share. I mean, come on. Everybody scrolls those silly videos of the cat jumping or the dog barking and whatever it is. I don't do that, Melinda. Sorry, I'm only business. But the other millions of humans, they do that stuff. So people are doing those 1 or 2 things. Looking for information or sharing with each other. And that's where it starts, Melinda. What content can you produce in the realm that you're doing? You're a pipe fitter, a dry cleaner, a lawyer, an accountant, a wreath maker, whatever you're doing. What content can you start to generate now that people want to share and use? How to do that? As one of the guests said before, your phone, you can do that yourself. Two, be open to ideas, Melinda. Many times people walk with their eyes closed and don't talk. When I wake up in the morning, I think of 3 things that I can talk about because that's just me. So I think having a creative mind, and don't forget other people's ideas. People listening to this show, our guest tonight, we're talking about ideas. Don't steal them now, because Melinda will go to some chapter in her book and you may get a cease and desist letter. But you can, share them if you get what I mean. Does that make sense, Melinda?
You did. Now let's wrap this up before we go to commercial now. What is the best business advice you've ever been given?
Best bit of advice is be yourself and stop trying to be somebody else.
I think there's an echo in here. I think I heard that already, but okay. Good advice. Good advice. Listen, Ramon just gave us some great tips. When we come back, we're going to talk about leveraging content via video. So I'm Melinda Emerson, the Small Biz Lady. This is Smallbizchat Live, and we will be right back.
Are you tired of struggling in your business, not taking a paycheck, dreading dealing with your business in the morning? Are you regretting even starting your business in the first place? Well, I know you're tired, and I also remember what that kind of tired is like. But the good news is, it's time to stop feeling that way. Stop! I'm Melinda Emerson, Small Biz Lady, and my new book, Fix Your Business, is a 90-day turnaround plan to get back your life and reduce chaos in your business. I've been in business nearly 20 years, and let me teach you how to build a business that works for you. Grab a copy today.
Got on. He was a cop.
Hi, everybody. I'm Melinda Emerson, and I am with Ramon Ray, and we are on Smallbizchat Live. Now, we've been talking about how to boost your sales by becoming a celebrity CEO, and I use the air quotes for that. But but listen, Ramon's going to talk to us now about how you can leverage video to build your celebrity brand. So, Ramon, let's talk about it. What's the deal with video?
Yeah, and air quotes is good at me, celebrity CEO, because again, we're not talking about being, the Tesla guy or Bezos. Absolutely, we're talking about small people. But listen, Melinda, here's the power of video. Video humanizes your brand. Video personalizes your brand. Video personifies you. And as we said kind of earlier in the show, listen, corporate brands are good for small businesses, but at the end of the day, it's about me and you, how I shake my hand. So video is one of the most powerful things that you can put out there. People can say, let me take notice. Let me see what they're doing. It's engaging, interactive, and everybody loves video.
All right. So then what types of video are the right kind to use when you're trying to establish a brand?
Absolutely. There's 3 kinds of videos that I like quite a bit. One is the standard kind of sizzle video, the video where your hair, well, not mine, but one's hair is flowing in the wind, and it's the music is set in and it's really cool and nice. That's one video. 2, the video that I do quite a bit most often is the educational types of videos. So these are the videos where you're dispensing knowledge to your community and user base, kind of like we're doing today. And then 3, 10%, Melinda, give or take, have some fun. You see what I do online. I talk about me going to the barber shop or to the gym. People want to see a bit that you're human, a bit of your personal life. So if you can do those 3 things well on some sort of consistent basis, you'll be far ahead in leveraging the power of video to grow your brand and build a community.
All right. So what is the right time frame for a video? Now, I'm a former television producer, so I'm big on 2 minutes or less. But do you have a rule of thumb when it comes to video?
Yeah, I mean, shorter definitely is best. And I think it goes to the platform. What I'm doing more and more, Melinda, is Instagram. I believe it's 60 seconds, give or take. So I think if you can get something in 30 seconds, 45 seconds, and be consistent on that platform, you're good. But definitely, Melinda, I'm with you. Shorter is better. Having said that, let's say there's some serious medical condition or problem or whatever in your industry, and it needs to be 2 hours. Listen, people will listen to it if it's well-produced and informative. But if I was speaking to, we don't know everybody out there listening on the show, shorter is better than longer, not knowing all the details. Sure.
All right. Now, should they produce videos from their iPhone, the home studio, a formal studio? What is the best way? Running and gunning? Tell me what's the best way to do video?
I love it. Here's a few tips. I think one, listen, right here, I have a webcam that I do a lot of video, and I have what I think is I have to get rid of this kind of white space here, but I invested in this commission painting here for this purpose, so I can have a better background. So that's one. Nice webcam HD. Two, your modern phone, now if you have a phone in 2002 or 1921, don't use it. But your average modern phone is good enough. And a quick tip, Melinda, for those watching, don't look directly at the phone like this. Only idiots do that. Instead, hold the phone to the side. Hey, my name is Ramon Ray. I'm on Small Business Chat with Melinda Emerson. Hold it here, keep turning it around, and people call me Mr. Selfie Stick. That's how to do video that looks legit. That kind of spin right there, while you're doing video, you look legit.
Wow. All right, I'm gonna take that. I love it. Appreciate that. So listen, Ramon, that was awesome. Thank you so much for giving us that helpful advice on how to become a big deal online. Up next, we're going to be talking with sales expert Dianna Geairn, and she's going to be talking to us about how to use trade shows to actually get business. Novel concept, right? I'm Melinda Emerson, and you are watching Smallbizchat Live. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Melinda Emerson, Small Biz Lady. I know you might be thinking about quitting your business and going back into corporate America, but wait, before you give up, my new book, Fix Your Business, could give you a whole new lease on life. My 12 P's of running a successful business will walk you through step by step how to grow your business revenue, how to hire great people and streamline your processes, and so much more. Grab a copy today of Fix Your Business and get your life back.
Hi, everybody. I'm Melinda Emerson, the Small Biz Lady, and you're watching Smallbizchat Live. And welcome back. We're now going to be talking with the lovely Dianna Geairn, the irreverent sales girl, and she's going to be talking to us about how to really leverage live events and trade shows to grow your business. When's the last time you went to a trade show and came back with nothing but a bill that you spent to go there? We want to stop the insanity on that. So Dianna Geairn, welcome. I'm so excited. You have this great new business called TradeShow Makeover. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, Melinda, first of all, thank you so much for having me here. I am in fabulous company with Ramon and Alex, and I've already learned so much. I am now going to use my motion with my phone when I'm doing my videos. So that was really, really great information. And Alex, you know, that being yourself on social media is so important. But Melinda, so you know that I've been a sales expert for many, many years now, a couple decades. And it's recently, I've been working a lot with companies about what they're calling lead generation these days, which in my past days was cold calling, prospecting. Today is called lead generation. But what I found is the dirty little secret is a lot of companies are going to live events, and they're called a number of things: trade shows, expos, summits, conferences. They're sponsoring these shows, they're exhibiting at these shows, and they're coming home and all their leads are going dark. And so the way that they're justifying is that, well, we've gotten brand awareness. But one thing I know as a small business is brand awareness does not keep the lights on, it's deals. So TradeShow Makeover was founded to bring not marketing techniques and skill sets, but sales, proven sales techniques to create a winning sales strategy for your show, to dominate at the show by creating memorable experiences, and to generate revenue by turning those leads into deals. So instead of a lead generation machine, we're talking about making those live events a deal generation machine.
I love it. I love it. So let's step back a second though. How should a small business make the decision whether or not to even vend at a trade show? Because it's very expensive to do.
Well, it is. And this is why I'm extremely happy that you had me here today, because I hear from small businesses all the time. You know, small business owners are time starved, they're attention starved, and their time is incredibly precious. So is their money. And so finding the right places where you're going to be meeting with your ideal customers is absolutely critical for them, because not only does it cost money to attend, but it also costs your time away from the office. You spend a lot of money traveling, you spend a lot of money on food. Most companies that I work with haven't even figured out how to understand their return on investment. So this is a really expensive thing to do, but done well, there are some huge benefits. So how they decide is they talk to their ideal customers, the people that are already their clients, the people that they want to be their clients. They ask them, what events are you attending this year? What are the trends? What are the topics that you're going to get live information about? That is your best resource, and hardly anybody thinks of that. The other one is talk to your, find out what your competition is doing. Find out where they're going. Yeah. And then if there are people that are thought leaders that are going to be the speakers that you know, that if they knew about you, that you could capture the attention of their audience. That's the third way to find out what are the conferences, what are the live events that I should be attending.
Now, what are business opportunities are available at trade shows and live events that you can't get anywhere else?
Yeah, it's a really great question, Melinda, because live event marketing live event sales is so different from any other kind of sales activity. So I'm going to give you a few statistics throughout this conversation from the Center for I can never get it right. The Center for Exhibition Industry Research, which most people just call the CEIR for obvious reasons. But one of the things that's really powerful is if you're a marketer and you're keeping track of what your cost per appointment is, what it costs to have a face-to-face appointment, which we all know is still, besides video is really good, but the face-to-face appointment builds rapport, builds trust, gives you opportunities that you would never have otherwise. So done well, if you go to the right shows and you're having the right activities before, during, and after, you can reduce your cost per appointment for your business by 40%. So that's one of the biggest numbers. And I think face-to-face meetings are still the way to close most of your business.
I actually completely agree with that. Now, talk to me, what kind of staff should you have when you go to a trade show? How many people do you need to have in your booth? Like, can two people handle it all, or do you need a third man to kind of be watching and chasing people down that are trying to walk by it?
Well, fabulous question. So when I'm working with larger companies, it's always who should we send to the show, because a lot of companies are just sending their sales development reps. But we're talking about small business here, and small businesses usually only have one or two people to spare. So I say, if you're the owner, you should go. People want to talk to the person who can make the decisions. But here's the thing, if you're exhibiting at the show, it is a good idea to have somebody else with you. And this somebody else should be somebody either in your company or a subject matter expert. They should not be somebody that can just have a high-level conversation. They need to be somebody who can go deep and give really valuable information. You want two people at least at your booth for one reason. The first one is you want somebody who can talk to people as they come by, but you need to be out there talking to other people. Do not hide behind your booth. Be in as many sessions as you can, be as many networking events as you can, and keep funneling people to your booth.
All right, so what are the top 3 mistakes people make when it comes to live events and trade shows?
Well, so my favorite thing to tell people is the most important 4 things to do when you're going to a show are prepare, 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 and then execute flawlessly. So I would say, to answer your question, people fail to prepare properly. I know we're time starved, but if you do your research ahead of time, you use Alex's excellent ideas about how to connect with people on social before you go, connect with the people that are the speakers, connect with other exhibitors. A lot of times other exhibitors could also be your clients. Connect with people who have attended in the past. Use the hashtag from the show to follow to see who's talking. Make sure that you're meeting up with those people. And I had a really good business piece of advice. If you don't go to the show with 2/3 of the meetings already set up that you need to have at the show for it to be successful, you should consider not going, because you're only going to meet about 1/3 out of opportunities. If you are intentional and diligent about setting up those meetings ahead of time, you're going to be more successful. The second one is, if you pitch people in your booth, or you're constantly pitching when you're talking. Ramon is a sales expert too. He can tell you this. The first thing that people don't want to hear from you is your pitch.
Right.
So people go and they pitch because they feel like this, I've got to close some business. This is the time to discover things about each other. And the third thing is they fail to ask for the appointment. When they have somebody who's interested and you've had a great conversation, you gracefully say, I know you're very busy. I know there are other things that you'd like to do while you're here. Why don't you and I continue this conversation after the show? Pull out your smartphone. Now, I know your heart's pounding like this while you're doing this, but pull out your smartphone, have them pull out theirs, and just end the conversation by setting an appointment.
I love it. And that is really, really good advice. Now, how do we make someone have a memorable experience in our trade show booth as we come across them at a show?
Well, this is one of the most difficult things to do, not because it's hard to do, but because most people are so thinking about themselves that they forget to think about who they're talking about. So Melinda, if I'm talking to you, Dale Carnegie, this is from 1936, right? Dale Carnegie, if you're interested in them, they'll be interested. And I promise you, if you're the one person that's interested in the person that you're talking to, really listening to them, that alone will be memorable to them. But to say, one really great way, I'm going to kind of work off of what Ramon, piggyback off of what Ramon said, but take a picture, take a video of you with your prospects in your booth and share it on social and say, I just had the most incredible opportunity to meet Alex. I learned so many social skills. You've got to meet him too. Share it on social. Then send it to them in an email afterwards, their video, so they can have it and say, I had such a great conversation with you. That's a memorable experience. It doesn't have to be this ginormous thing. Just make somebody feel special and they'll remember you.
I love that. I love that. All right, Dianna, you got to tell me, what is the best business advice you have ever been given?
The best business advice I was ever given was give before you ask. Always give something before you ask.
All right. I think that's good stuff. So if I recap what you're saying, you said this. Look, if you don't have 2/3 of your appointments set up before you go to the trade show, don't go, because you are not going to meet all the people you want to meet when you go. I love it. I love it. I love it. The next thing you said was be more interesting than interested, right? You got to be more
interested than interesting. Exactly. Exactly right.
Interesting. Like, act like you care about what this person is talking about and who they are as a person first. And then don't forget, take a picture of them, take a quick video of them in your booth, send it to them, keep the rapport going. And that's how you build a relationship that will eventually turn into pesos, right? That's what we want. We need money, right?
That's right. It's all about the deals.
Right, because trade shows are expensive. So you better be really clear. And if I could just add one thing too, I don't go to any trade shows that 90% of my target audience isn't the people attending the trade show. So that is a rule that I have. And usually the first year of a trade show, I walk the show before I buy a booth. I walk the show and I talk to the other people who have booths at the show that are small businesses and find out if they felt like it was worth it. And that is something that I do to make trade shows really, really, really valuable. So listen, Dianna, you are so awesome. I'm so glad to have you here with us. And if anybody else wants some more information, go to TradeShowMakeover.com. You can get all the information about how to rock your next trade show.
That's right. All right.
Thank you so much. We really learned a lot. Now what I'd like to do is welcome back all three of my guests tonight. We want to welcome back Alex Ramonovich, Ramon Ray, and Dianna Geairn, and we are going to do a fun segment and panel that we call Hit It or Quit It. Now, here's what we do for Hit It or Quit It. Here are the rules. We're going to bring all of our guests back. We're going to ask each of them the same question. Everyone only has 30 seconds to answer, and you can't repeat an answer. And if you do, you're going to get a buzzer. So we don't want that to happen to you. So I'm warning you, Ramon, I know how loquacious you can be. So listen, I want you guys we're gonna have fun with this. And what we're gonna do is, Alex, since I started with you, you're gonna be first. Then we're gonna go to Ramon, and then we're gonna go to Dianna. So Dianna, you're gonna have the longest to think about your question.
Pressure.
So, all right. So here's the first question that I am going to ask the panel. What is your favorite old school marketing tip? Alex, what is your favorite old school marketing tip?
Be personable, personalization, whether you are offline or online, always be personable, always study a little bit about your target audience, your person you're going to speak to, and have some information about them and use that information in the conversation. Again, whether you're offline, you're in a face-to-face meeting, or you're addressing a big crowd at a trade show, like Dianna's saying, or you're doing something on social media, always use personal, personable, personalized type of information.
Love it, love it. All right, Ramon, tell me, what is your favorite old school marketing tip?
Absolutely. Two things, Melinda. I still believe in the power of email marketing. I'm a firm believer in it. If everything died out, I would take email to the deserted island to be alone with email all day long. And third, business cards. I got these cards from an amazing online business card. Each one has a different version of Ramon, going back to personal branding. So business cards and email marketing all day long.
Business cards. Now that is interesting. I didn't think that's what you would say, but I still carry business cards too. People still ask me for them. But most of the time, if people don't have a business card, I always say, hit me up on LinkedIn. That's usually what my default is when I don't have my cards with me. I don't necessarily like connecting with people through my cell phone because I don't necessarily want everybody to have my cell phone number, but that's just me. And I don't put my cell phone number on my business cards either because I don't want everybody to have my cell phone number. I'm just saying. So anyway, all right, Dianna, coming to you. Good stuff, Ramon. What is your favorite old school marketing tip?
Well, my favorite old school marketing tip takes Ramon's one step further, which is called the 1 foot rule. Anybody within 1 foot of you should know what you're about and know what you're doing. So, you, Melinda, you're the small biz lady. Everybody knows you're the small biz lady. If somebody's within a foot of me, they're going to know I'm the trade show person. I'm the trade show person. I'm the trade show person. Let people know who you are, what you're about. Be known for something.
Right. And my favorite old school marketing tip is handwritten notes still work. I still will send somebody a handwritten note on personal stationery in a minute just to let them know how much I enjoyed talking to them. And I find that when people do that for me, I help them, whatever it is. So, I like personal handwritten notes. I believe stationery is still in style, even though, emails and everything do rule the world. But I still like, just like I still like real books, I still like written notes. All right.
Melinda, do you mind? I know you don't want to give out your cell phone, but can you give out your home address to all of us? Right?
So we can thank you note. Exactly.
Got jokes for me. All right, you guys. Okay. What is your favorite app? Ramon, what is your favorite app for small business?
I love Buffer and I love Zoho Social. Those two apps are amazing because they help me manage my world of social media. As you know, Melinda, I'm very active. I think the internet was created for me, no one else. So those tools I like because I can manage it, schedule, set up, track, see who's doing what, who's not doing what. So that's my favorite tool, Buffer and Zoho Social.
All right, I love it. Dianna, what's your favorite app?
That's a really great question. I'm gonna go with my video on my camera. I use it all the time. It brings me business.
So do you use Zoom? What are you using when you do video?
Mostly I'm using Zoom. Yep.
All right, so the Zoom is yours, and actually that's probably one of my favorite ones as well. Alex, what is your favorite app?
Well, you have to guess it. I'm social media. It's Facebook and probably Instagram as well. Same company, but after you spill over 5,000 friends, you can become, you can develop a page. Like I know you have a page as well. You believe it or not, I get business from my Facebook, personal interaction. People write to me, personal messages and say, Alex, this was such a compelling post that you did in Republic of Georgia or Singapore or something like this. How do I get into something like this? I'm so excited about the food posts and so forth. You live such an exciting life. How do I get a piece of that?
No, I would have to agree with you. I do think that I'm spending way more time on Facebook anymore than I do anywhere else. I am still a huge fan of CRM software, and the CRM software that I really like. I like Zoho CRM. I like Insightly CRM. Been dancing with Salesforce Essentials too, but I think that CRM is an app that every small business owner needs to figure out how to use. So we want to encourage people to look into all of that. All right, Alex, we're up on you now. What is your favorite podcast? Are you a podcast listener?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I am a podcast listener. I am also belong to an organization called the Chief Marketing Officers Club, and a good friend of mine, Drew Neiser, has a podcast called Renegade Podcast or something like that. He owns an agency called Renegade. It's interviews of different marketing leaders, and it's a really great podcast to listen to. It's interviews of a lot of friends of mine, major brands, small businesses. It's about the experiences, the everyday experiences, working with teams, challenges with the CEO, with the board, market expansion, a lot of great tips. So, find a favorite podcast that you love and just latch onto it.
Awesome. Ramon, what's your favorite podcast?
Yeah, I like the one from Thrive Out Loud by one of my fellow NSA friends, and also Corey Kupfer, Kupfer, all about strategy, relationships, and networking. Those are two that I like quite a bit, learn quite a bit from them. And of course, there's zillions more, but I won't say it because you say keep it short.
I did say that. All right. Dianna, what is your favorite podcast?
Well, the one I'm listening to all the time right now is Donald Miller's Story Brand podcast. So as a sales expert, that's fantastic. But when you're building a business, you've got to know marketing. And as Ramon pointed out earlier, and I know that you know this, Melinda, if you say this too, Melinda, is there's a lot of really bad advice out there for marketing. And there's a lot of marketing that gives you no return on investment. And small businesses have no time or money to waste on that kind of nonsense. And Donald Miller is the real deal.
I like him too. He's great. There's a lot of good ones out there. I don't even want to say one because I don't want anyone to call me. Anyway, all right. Listen, last question. Alex, what is the best business book you've ever read?
Best business book I've ever read is, my goodness, there's so many. But there's a great book by, I forget the author's name, but when you, the book is called When You Hold the Dagger Behind Your Back, You Smile. It's about, taking some of the ancient Asian warrior strategies and applying it to business. It's a really great book.
Interesting. I have to check that out. Ramon, what's your favorite business book?
Yeah, listen, 3, Seth Godin's This Is Marketing just came out. Love it because it gives the behind the scenes of marketing. Firm believer in Gary Vee's, a lot of his social media books. Also Succeed to Your Own Boss. It's a pretty good book as well. So those are my top 3 books that I had to say.
Now, my book is actually called Become Your Own Boss in 12 Months, Ramon, but I appreciate the love anyway. That's all right. I appreciate you. Dianna, what's your favorite business book?
Well, I'm just sales dyed in the wool. So it's very focused on sales. It's recent. It's Jeb Blunt's Fanatical Prospecting. And if you want a book that is going to get you so jazzed up to go out and do the cold calling that you need to do, make those calls. He's the guy. So Jeb Blunt, Fanatical Prospecting.
All right. I love it.
Make one more call.
Make one more call. Right. And my favorite business book is The E-Myth Revisited by Michael Gerber. That is my favorite business book of all time. And I think it is great reading. Everyone should read. Listen, thank you so much, Alex Romanovich, Ramon Ray, Dianna Geairn. You guys are my friends, and I really appreciate you guys for being tonight's guests. And thank you all for joining us for Small Biz Chat Live. Next week, February 27th, we will be back on Twitter with Lori Kilmer, and she's going to be talking about how to effectively engage and encourage employees. So don't miss that. The mission of Small Biz Chat is to end small business failure. I'm Melinda Emerson, the Small Biz Lady, and we are over and out. I'll see you all next week.